Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you're trying to cut through all the tech noise and get a really direct, structured understanding of complex systems, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're completely demystifying the architecture of SAP's AI ecosystem. We're going to take some pretty heavy, highly technical concepts, things like agents, orchestrators, runtimes, and we're going to break them down using an orchestra analogy. We'll look at the conductor, the musicians, the stage, and even the sheet music, to show you exactly how this massive automated machine actually works together.
Okay, let's dive into this. We are taking a top-down journey today, straight from the user interface down to the back-end protocols. We'll hit Section 1, Meet Your AI Orchestrator. Section 2, Building Blocks and Studio. Section 3, Content versus Code Agents. Section 4, Where do agents run? Section 5, Managing the Agent Lifecycle. And wrapping up with Section 6, How AI Agents Communicate.
All right, setting the stage with Section 1. Meet your AI orchestrator, the conductor of the enterprise.
So picture this. Your company probably has dozens of different AI tools running right now, right? One for HR, one for the supply chain, maybe another one for finance. So how do you orchestrate a massive fleet of autonomous AI assistants across an entire enterprise without it turning into absolute total chaos? Because you definitely can't have employees logging into 50 different systems just to figure out a single vendor delay. You absolutely need a central point of command.
Actually, scratch that. Let's step back for a second. Before we even talk about SAP specifically, we have to understand our foundational building block, the AI agent. Now, forget those old-school simple chatbots that just spit back a pre-written text response. An AI agent is a dynamic program that literally understands goals. It perceives its environment, it makes its own decisions, and it acts autonomously. If you tell an agent to onboard a new employee, it doesn't just give you a link to a form. It dynamically figures out how to provision the laptop, send out the welcome emails, and update the HR system all on its own.
And that brings us right to Joule. In the SAP ecosystem, Joule is the AI orchestrator. So going back to our analogy, if those AI agents are the musicians in our orchestra, Joule is the conductor. It's the central interface that you, the human, actually interact with. You don't need to stress about which specific agent handles the HR database or the finance ledger. You just ask Joule, and Joule coordinates those multiple collaborative AI agents behind the scenes to get the job done for you.
Moving down a layer to Section 2, Building Blocks in Studio, this is all about constructing the orchestra.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what Joule delegates its work to. It's essentially a mental flowchart. Step 1 is the Joule orchestrator receiving your request. From there, Step 2 is handing that work off to Joule agents. Now, these agents use large language models to actually think and execute those complex, multi-step processes we talked about. But what about simpler stuff? That's Step 3, Joule skills. A skill isn't a thinking agent. It's a predefined, deterministic function, like just fetching a specific row of data. It's highly predictable, and it fires instantly when triggered.
So you're probably wondering, where do all these agents and skills actually come from? Well, they're built right in Joule Studio. Think of Joule Studio as the central hub, or the workshop, if you will. It's a development environment living inside the SAP Business Technology Platform, where your developers go to create, customize, and actively manage all of these different moving parts in one completely centralized place.
Let's jump into Section 3, Content versus Code Agents. This is where we choose our musicians. Inside that Joule Studio workshop, developers basically have two distinct flavors of agents they can build. First up, we've got content-based agents. These are like the reliable musicians playing standard sheet music. They use a low-code or no-code approach, and they're specifically designed to handle standard SAP application data for incredibly fast deployment. On the flip side, we have code-based agents. These are custom-built using actual programming languages and frameworks. You choose this route, basically hiring a composer who can improvise an entirely new symphony when you need maximum flexibility for really complex, totally non-standard scenarios.
Which brings us to Section 4, Where do agents run? Every orchestra needs a stage, right?
So the crucial point is that those two different types of agents need different environments to operate in. If you build a standard content-based agent, it runs in the Managed Agent Runtime. This is a pristine, SAP-managed environment that automatically handles the lifecycle, the security, the governance, the whole shebang. It's totally hands-off. But if you build one of those complex code-based agents, it needs the custom agent runtime. This runs on SAP AI Core, and it gives your dev team absolutely granular, complete control over the agent's logic and how it integrates with external frameworks.
Moving into Section 5, Managing the Agent Lifecycle. We need a record keeper.
So think about this. With all these different agents running in different environments, doing different things, how does a massive enterprise prevent total chaos? The answer is the SAP AI Agent Hub. Living right inside SAP Linux, this is the single centralized system of record for the entire enterprise. It manages the full lifecycle of every AI agent. And here's the best part. It absolutely does not matter if an agent was built natively by SAP, custom-coded by your in-house team, or bought off the shelf from a third party. It all gets logged right here. This gives your IT and security teams total visibility. No shadow AI is sneaking onto the enterprise stage on their watch.
Finally, we reach Section 6, How AI Agents Communicate, the foundational sheet music.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that this is the deepest layer of our journey, how these moving parts actually talk to each other. It all boils down to two distinct communication protocols. First, we have A2A, which stands for agent to agent. This is an open standard that allows an AI agent built by one vendor to seamlessly collaborate with an agent built by an entirely different vendor. It's essentially a universal language. Then we have MCP, the Model Context Protocol. While A2A is for agents talking to other agents, MCP is for agents reaching out into the real world. It allows an AI to securely grab data from external APIs, live web searches, or proprietary business documents dynamically, giving the agent the exact real-time context it needs to actually solve your problem.
Wow, okay, let's take a breath, because that brings our top-down journey to a close. Let's recap real quick. We started at the very top with the Joule Orchestrator taking a prompt from you. We watched it delegate tasks to Joule agents and skills, which were built in the Joule Studio workshop. We saw content agents happily running on managed runtimes, while complex code agents ran on custom runtimes, all being perfectly tracked and governed by the Agent Hub. And finally, we saw those A2A and MCP protocols tying the whole thing together, letting them communicate. It really is a brilliant, fully integrated architecture designed from the ground up for true enterprise automation.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty massive question. We've seen the blueprint today, but if AI agents can now seamlessly communicate across vendors and autonomously execute these crazy multi-step processes without us holding their hands, what does the future of human enterprise work actually look like? It's pretty clear your role is about to shift from actually doing the repetitive tasks to orchestrating the intelligent systems that do them for you. I really hope this structured look at SAP's ecosystem gave you the exact clarity you were looking for today. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.